a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. La, 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 la casa del merengue. La, 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 y la casa de la bachata. Música, 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 te traigo música, 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 música de la República. ¡Ajá!
pumpkins, I want to do it like a chunky pumpkin soup, like closer to a stew. I'm using, this is like a pie pumpkin, but they're really cheap when they're in season. It was like $2.50 or $3, and it's like, I think it's like very low calorie, like butternut squash or other squashes. They're pretty low calorie. I got the seeds that I'm gonna try to make some pumpkin seed snacks without burning them. And then I'm gonna add some beans, red beans. I have chunky or diced, this is diced tomato, and I have a whole onion. Maybe I'll need another half or more. You can use your broth of choice, but I'm gonna use this chicken backs, which I usually use as a stock. And for seasoning, I'm just gonna start with like salt and pepper, and then I'll work my way up from there. I find that slicers are kind of useless for this, so I just like use a knife, and like you can tell the depth. Sorry, that's a piece of eggshell, oh my god. Okay, so you can tell like it's not that thick, it's not crazy thick, so you can really peel it with a knife. I know some people, they don't like to do this extra work, but it's worth it once you can eat healthy food and once you know what it tastes like. Trust me, it'll be worth it to sit there and like hand peel the whole thing, unless you have some special magical peeler I don't know about that's on the market that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. You know what, knives are fine, like they work in most cases. So that's how it looks like once you've peeled off all the shelves. I make a little mess here. This is probably going to take you about like 5 minutes to peel this whole thing if you're going to use a knife. So I've sliced it into these large wedges. So I've sliced them down to a size that's almost like, I would guess I'd call like a pineapple chunk size, if you know like the standard size of a pineapple chunk that you see in like packaged foods and fruit boxes, I think. But basically it's like basically a diced size and a little bit bigger, but when it's boiling in the soup, it's gonna soften, and you just want it to be like big enough to fit on a spoon, because if it's too big, it's like annoying to eat. So remind people again that not all pumpkin varieties are edible. A lot of them are just like decorative, like the really, really big ones I think that people put on their porches and stuff. Like I don't think those are edible. So you want to look for specifically like pie pumpkin or like cooking pumpkin. You can ask them at the grocery store like which ones are edible. Somebody there should know. So just make sure you get a pumpkin that is like for cooking specifically. The tomato for my liquid, because it's like the liquid's all going to the bottom, but basically it's gonna, like you can hear it slow down, and now it's gonna start to boil. I've sauteed the onions pretty well, and then I'm just gonna slowly start adding a little bit of water and adding the beans and the chicken. I'm pretty low on herbs right now, so I'm just gonna use very simple basic herbs, and because it has like a sweet flavor a little bit, I don't want to work against that, so use things that will work well with like lightly sweet flavors. And I'm just basically gonna add peppercorns that you see there. I have some cayenne pepper because I want a little spice, and I think I might add coconut milk. We'll see what it tastes like later on. And basically I'll just let the flavors work themselves out. So That's what my finished soup looks like. You don't have to puree every soup just because the first 20 recipes are telling you it has to be a puree, okay? You can eat it whole. This is how it looks like. It's nice and chunky and easy to bite through. And it's a little bit sweet and slightly spicy. I also added some, I didn't show this in the video, but I added a little bit of nutmeg, cumin, and cayenne pepper, and kind of makes up for not having paprika, but those flavors kind of more or less like add some flavor to it that works fine. Nutmeg always pairs well with pumpkin or many other squashes, so you're kind of safe there, and you slowly add it and taste test. Thank you people for reminding me to do that. Then it should be fine. Okay, today I'm gonna try this Esta meatballs and gravy from Dollarama. It was $2.25. It looks like it's made in Canada, or so they say. And where is this? Okay, it looks like it's from Quebec, maybe. And then this is the ingredients. Kind of basic, not too crazy. Looks okay. So I just want to compare this to like IKEA meatballs, and I guess that's the only other meatballs I really eat is IKEA meatballs. So, well, sometimes I make my own meatballs too, but just like not very often. Let's open it up and see. Okay, that's what they look like inside. Honestly, it's not that appetizing when it's like cold. I don't even know if you can eat this served cold, but I imagine they make it edible. It says preparation, heat, and serve. Like, I mean that it's pre-cooked already. Obviously, I would not eat it like this, so I'm gonna heat it up. I'm just heating it up now, and to be honest, it's not looking any more or less appetizing. It says it's made from mechanically separated chicken and beef, so honestly, the best alternative to this is to pre-cook your own meatballs like ahead of time for the week, and then you can freeze them yourself, and then you know exactly what ingredients you're putting into that. But if you're a lazy chef, you don't have time, like honestly, like Dollarama is kind of like good for these instant fast foods that are not necessarily healthy, but you know, there could be worse. Like, it could be worse. That's what it looks like after I cooked it. Honestly, it just doesn't look much different. The gravy, it's like very translucent. It's not like it just looks not watery, but thickened, and I can't tell if it's like sugar or what's in this, but let's see. Like, this is how the meatballs look. Still not that appetizing as far as shape or color. It just looks like, you know, if you open like pate, it just kind of looks like a pate can that you just open. Okay, now for the taste test. That's what it looks like inside. It's very soft and chewy, honestly. Like, if you're a senior, if you're like a really old person who can't chew food, I imagine like Dollarama makes it easy for like old people to eat. So in that aspect, it's kind of okay. It tastes like actually not that bad. It tastes okay. The seasoning is like kind of there. It's just like the visual of what you think a meatball should look like is just not giving. So I think that would throw a lot of people off, but it tastes okay. It's like not too sweet. The seasoning is quite decent. It's not the best, but I mean, what do you expect? Okay, so it's not bad. I would give it like a 5 out of 10 maybe. If you're just like in a rush, I think it'll survive, like it'll suffice for like a quick instant meal.